0-calorie cookies, you say? Why yes, thanks to the magical ingredient called aquafaba, which is technically garbanzo bean juice. In this video, I am going to be showing you how to make these delicious vanilla meringue vegan cookies. So keep on watching to see how. Alrighty guys, we've got our 0-calorie bean juice cookies. Sounds super appetizing, huh? So I am draining the juice, which is the aquafaba, of 1 can of chickpeas or garbanzo beans into my stand mixer here. Each can gives you about 3/4 of a cup of the aquafaba, and I'm reserving the rest of the can, the beans, for a garlic hummus. If you're interested in that recipe, I'll be doing that next video on Wednesday. So dual purposing here. So we've got all that juice in there. We've got an olive supervising per usual. Trying to get every last drop so we get a decent batch of cookies. This batch makes about 50 cookies. So I did exaggerate a little bit. It is not entirely 0 calories, but I did the math and it's probably about 4 calories per cookie. So if you ask me, that ain't bad, especially for a vanilla meringue cookie. So what I'm doing is I'm just mixing this on like medium-high speed until we get some frothing action here. And once we get to the point where it's frothy and starting to thicken up like an egg white would, where it's forming peaks, we'll start adding the rest of our ingredients. First ingredient right here is a teaspoon of cream of tartar, and what cream of tartar does is it stabilizes. So if you're making it with egg whites or with the aquafaba, it'll stabilize the air that you're holding into the medium, so it'll keep it hard and it won't deflate. And now we are adding a 1/2 cup of sugar super slowly. I've tried it with different types of sugar. This is just granulated white sugar. I've tried it with coconut sugar, I've tried it with Splenda, and it just doesn't hold up the same way. So I'd recommend sticking with like an organic or regular granulated sugar. It makes it nice and glossy, and it gives it the right airy texture, and it holds up in the oven and doesn't just turn into a deflated mess. So now as you can see, it's starting to form like ribbons as you're mixing, which means that stiff peaks are in the works, folks. This is a very quick process. This is all in real time. So at some point, actually before I do that, I'm showing you how it's almost a stiff peak there. It's still a little bit soft. But once we're at this point, it is safe to add in your vanilla. And so I am just going to dump in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You can substitute or add in any other extract if you like. I've done peppermint before. Just be sure to stick to around a teaspoon, because the more liquid you add... Oh, and there's a Steve Legg cameo. Hey! But if you add more than that, you're risking deflating your meringue. It's kind of a sensitive mixture of airiness here. But you can do a little bit of cocoa powder, make them a little chocolatey. You can add a lemon extract. That'd be really yummy. The sky's the limit, really. So we're just about at stiff peaks. I think at one point I did cut the video and stir around those edges. I think that's what I just did, just to get everything incorporated. So we're getting stiff peaks all up in everything. So that's looking good. Now I've got my super ghetto Ziploc bag, because I don't have pastry bags right now. Filled that on up there. See how stiff they are? It's totally the perfect texture. So now I just cut a little slit in that Ziploc bag, and Steve is so nicely recording me piping these onto a cookie sheet. So this filled up 2 full cookie sheets, so close to, like, I'd say, if I didn't eat some of the batter, which I totally did, probably about 50 cookies, which is very reasonable. So once we've got them on our cookie sheets with a parchment lining so it doesn't stick, we're going to put them in the oven at 250 degrees for an hour. And they are going to dry out and get nice and crunchy and pillowy and soft. And this is what they look like. If you're into it, you can dip them in a little melted chocolate as well, and they are so good. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you love these cookies, and I hope you stay tuned for another episode of Untamed Treat Friday. Have a great day.